Welcome to the San Pedro House Interpretive Trail. The house was built in the 1930s as a home for the ranch manager of, I guess, the ranch. And they have a nice little handout here, that gives you all the descriptions of the different spots along the trip. And they're all set up with markers. Yeah, there it is. Camera's too high. And the first one's just says about the house. And the ranch manager, Bailey, there's a cottonwood tree behind the house that we'll have to check out. It was planted in 1948. It's supposed to have all kind of bird feeders on it and birds. And they say it's 80 years old and over 36 feet round. So looking forward to see this. And here we are at stop 2, and talking about the San Pedro Riparian National Conservation Area. This was created by Congress in 1988. And, I'll try to do pictures of these so you can read them. But you can see mostly open grassland, very, very dry, even though it's spring. And down there would be the San Pedro River, where you're seeing all the trees. And my sweetheart told me I was going the wrong direction, that we're to walk down this road. That was just the sound of her slipping on the rocks. Yeah, she says slide down the road. So you can see some idea of what the area looks like. And those trees look to be about quarter mile off the distance, off into the distance. Try speaking in English here. And that's where the river is. Does this take you down the river here? Oh, it takes you down to the river, so we'll check that out. Okay, we're at station 3. Station 3 says, look around you. So here, always have to laugh a little bit where Melody's making sure as I do this 360 that she's not in it. So, you can see some mountains off in the distance, sky islands as we call them in Arizona. And they're basically saying you got 4 ecosystems here, which leads to the many kinds of trees and bushes and everything else you find here. So, continue down the road. Okay, so we're at spot 4. And Melody's going to read us a warning. Come close to the microphone, Melody.
All right. We turn south, which is right here, and look to our left at the river. Be careful not to get closer than 5 feet to the bank, for it is unstable.
So we're going to try, looks like they have a place down here. Okay, Melody's saying let's go down here to look at the river. Once again, avoiding getting in the picture. Why someone that beautiful doesn't want to be in pictures, I'll never know. Oh, here be river. Don't get within 5 feet. 5 feet, 4 feet, 3 foot. And lo and behold. There, whoa, sorry if that made you dizzy, people. There be the river. Yes, there is actually rivers in the desert. Somewhere I read this is one of the last free-flowing rivers in southern Arizona, which means it runs all year long. They actually allow you to go fishing here, although we talked to one of the volunteers, he said there really isn't much to catch here for the fish. So, but you can see, let me try to get a shot. Kind of the bank there would appear to be somewhat unstable to stand on. Okay, here we're at spot 5, and again our narrator, Melody.
Standing here on the bank of the San Pedro, you can see how the exotic but invasive tumbleweed, the Russian thistle, affects the land. The piles of gray and brown dead plants caught into trees are a combination of tumbling tumbleweed. These weeds are not only unsightly, they outcompete the native vegetation and are a fire hazard. The BLM works to restore the native grasses through controlled burning and selective cutting and seeding.
Okay, we're spot 6. It said you're supposed to feel the change. Well, it is a little colder down here. So I know for people viewing this video, they're not going to feel it. Well, there's a shot upstream. Okay, going from stop 6 to stop 7. Looks like we have a nice shaded walk. Yeah, so let's get you out of the sun. It's amazing how the desert is transformed with the additional water. And a few feet from here was all that dried tumbleweed. But now that you get down here in these cottonwoods, it's like you're walking through a forest. Nice and cold, out of the heat. Okay, we're to marker 7. And Melody, what can you tell us about marker 7?
As you walk along the river, know that there are different aspects to the flow. Depending on the level of the river, flow may be narrow, fast, and probably over cobbles, and some may be wide and slow moving. These differences provide different homes for a variety of organisms, contributing to the diversity of the whole environment. Note the debris line that marks the level of animal flooding. Also notice how the river channel has changed over the years.
I assume where we're walking right now sometime is someplace where the river can actually get up during monsoon time or winter rains. You can actually, I think, see the debris field better on the other bank. You see a lot of trees down. Maybe they come through, since this is the established path, and clear out this side so you don't get as much of the debris. Well, you can see all kind of logs down in the water. I know I often say this in videos, but I just love the sound of running water when you're out in nature. Just so calming, so peaceful. This is not a long walk, and I'm not tired, but sometimes you just got to put your butt on the ground and take it all in, which is what we're doing the next couple of minutes. Just want to give you a shot of this line of cottonwoods at the base. All right. As we're going down along here, I remember how to turn the gimbal on, so got that working now. There, that's a good shot, I think, on both sides of the trails. Here's another. I don't think this is a tree that came down, but it looks like it's part of a tree. That cottonwood at the tail end there like it's like a quarter of it. And it seemed to give way. And ended up down here. That's a massive tree, no matter how you look at it. And if it is part of the, I gotta learn which way you push the button on this gimbal. There's the tree. I think it may be part of. Wow. Here's a close-up shot of where it looks like the one that fell was just part of this tree. Okay, it looks like we're looping back to the grassland area, and the river's maybe 20 yards to our right. We're supposed to see a pond on the way, and I think they had a liberal definition of a pond. As we were walking along the river, I saw it get slightly wider. There's some water down there, it's stagnant. But I guess they were calling that a pond, where the river got backed up a little bit. So supposedly, well, my theory on that is a total epic fail. Because dun 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 dun, Kingfisher Pond. Okay, a little better shot of the pond. One thing I failed to mention so far, at least I think I failed, with all this water, this is supposed to be a prime bird watching area. And we have seen most of the people we pass have binoculars around their necks, meaning they're interested in bird watching. So unfortunately we have these trees blocking a lot of the view. But I can give you some idea of the pond here. I bet you people just sit here for hours just seeing what birds. I do hear loons every so often. Not calling long enough to record, but obviously they're here. Oh, Natalie says she's going to read about Kingfisher Pond.
Kingfisher Pond was once a sand and gravel quarry. It is not spring-fed. The water surface is at groundwater level. Hunting and trapping eliminated beaver from the San Pedro in the late 1800s.
See, there are no beaver here.
But BLM reintroduced beaver to the park.
Okay, there are beaver here.
Notice the abandoned beaver lodge at the west end of the pond, and many downed trees with beaver tooth marks. Despite their voracious appetite for trees, the beaver dams build a healthy environment by allowing water to seep into the bank. This water is then available during dry seasons. Volunteers have replanted trees along the edge of the pond, which are doing well. Coots are here year-round, and many other water birds in the winter.
Okay, we make it to marker number 13, which only has, you can get a 360-degree view. So let's chase Melody around. She's staying behind me pretty well. And that's your 360-degree view. Now while I'm walking along here, I don't know if you can see, there's the San Pedro House, 100 yards away, and I hear people out here that are sitting there. So I'm going to end the video here, but then I'm going to take some shots of that huge cottonwood tree that I talked about at the very beginning, and splice this and put it in there, so you'll probably saw it before this. I don't know exactly how I'll edit it, but I want to get some video and some pictures of that tree in. But as usual, hope you enjoyed the video. You know what everybody says at the end of the video: like, subscribe, comment, thumbs up, notifications, you know what to do. Well, I hope everybody has a blessed day. Hope you enjoyed the video as much as we enjoyed coming out for this little stroll. So God bless, have a good day now. Okay, here's a shot of, I think they called it Bailey, that huge cottonwood tree. There's just no way I'll be able to get this into one view, and I doubt there's any way I can give you an idea of the enormous size of this thing. Oops, sorry about that. Sometimes the gimbal reacts funny. But there it is. Keeps going up and up and up. Almost, the gimbal's almost horizontal to the ground.